What up, what up, what up? Let's get this thing popping. Let's get this thing popping. Let's get this thing popping. Sorry I ain't got no music for y'all. Normally I keep a little bit of opening music, a little tune. But I post these on YouTube after we're done. And YouTube apparently doesn't like music. What's up, Darian? Get some light in this motherfucker. God damn it. Here we go. Ghost got the first sex scene this season. They had a sex scene last episode, but they had a sex scene last episode. Yeah, but Ghost and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. For those who do not know, I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. This is the Power TV 503 reaction and review scope. No, they can be a pain with that. Yeah, YouTube be tripping. So how many of y'all watched tonight's episode? Do I have to do all this little game, this little oh shit, that's what I forgot to put. Spoilers, you guys. Spoilers like a motherfucker. I hope y'all know this is big time spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, you might want to get somewhere and sit down. You did cool, Darian. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, you might want to get somewhere and sit down. Because we're about to talk about this episode in depth. We're about to talk about this episode in depth. What's up, lovely? My dear, Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever. In Bombay! Don't get me started. For those who do not know, I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. We're going to talk about episode 503 of Power. Tommy Dad a snitch. All right, let's get into it. Y'all seem like y'all ready tonight. Y'all seem ready. What's up, GG? Notice the Mexican said something to Dre about his dick. I'm telling you, he wants it. He wants him. I did catch that, troll. I caught that. Tate is starting to reveal himself little by little to Ghost. We need to flashback on Tasha Kanan. Brad, you need to chill a little bit, Brad. Chills. Hang around, Brad. Can I do this shit? All right. Let's get into it, cause y'all on it tonight. So I don't want to. Let me get the fuck out the way. Let me get the fuck out of the way. Jeez. So booyah. Booyah, booyah, booyah. We start tonight's episode. I was so disappointed about Mom having such a short scene. Tommy's mom, I love Tommy's mom. I love Tommy's mom too. We start this episode off with Ghost, and he has this vision with this blood on his hands. I really like that scene a lot. Kind of calls back to the ending of last week's episode, which we talked about last week's episode being a complete fucking disaster, and I still stand by that. I'm not letting last week's episode off the hook. Last week's episode was a complete fucking shit show, and this show had to make up for some lost ground. And before we get started, my overall review of this episode can be, it's kind of like washing the dishes after a good meal. So what I mean by that is the season premiere was very good. It was very entertaining. It was very good. And then we left a bunch of dishes in the sink last week. We had all these fucking pots and pans and plates and trash to take out. And we had a bunch of, we had to clean up from last week. And I think this episode right here was a cleanup from last week's bullshit. Because last week's episode was a fucking mess. It really was. It really was. In my honest opinion, last week's episode was a mess. But this episode helped clean up the bullshit we got fed last week. So we start off with Ghost, back in his suits. And let me say this about the episode as well. This episode gave me a real season 3 feel. This had a real season 3-ish, Power season 3 type of feel to it, which I really, really loved. I really, really loved the fact that this episode kind of took you back to the roots, which is what I spoke about last week. that when this show gets too far away from the St. Patrick's, when it gets too far away from Tasha, Ghost, Tariq, Tommy, when you get too far away from them and you start talking about Vincent the Mob Boss and the fucking Toros Locos or whatever the fuck, when they get too far down that direction, this shit becomes practically unwatchable. And I'm not bullshitting. I thought last week's episode was set up for the season. Yeah, I also said last week's episode was a necessary evil potentially, and this week's episode did come through. So we start off with this. Like I said, I this stuff doesn't really float my boat here, but some of this Jimenez brothers fucking with the Toros Locos gang. I do like this dynamic because he's lying about shit that he did, even though he didn't do it. So I do want to see where this goes because it's starting to become interesting. Now, when I first seen this scene, I'm like, okay, Fancy. Fancy's back. Fancy's in the shit. You know, that's good. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen later. But I'm like, oh, okay, Fancy. That's nice. Nice to see Fancy. Yeah, it was real nice to see Fancy. Now, this little motherfucker, let's talk about this motherfucker. I really, really enjoyed this scene. I really did. I really, really enjoyed kind of this fucking, you know, Teresi really showing his ass, showing that he's a motherfucking snitch, and how he's been using Tommy to help get himself out of jail. And this scene was, it alluded to The Dark Knight for me. That scene where the Joker's in the room with Batman and they're sitting over the table talking, and the Joker's telling Batman a bit of his plan and a bit of his philosophy. And Teresi really did a great job with kind of unveiling his evil plan, kind of similar to how the Joker did in The Dark Knight. Talking about in a previous scope, possibly Teresi is looking out for the Teresi facts. Fancy didn't care about all her goodies out this episode. I was like, Fancy, you know, we've seen more raunchy sex scenes. I would have liked the nipple, but that's just me. You know, who am I? It hit me. I think he needs Tommy to make play against Head Mob Boss to take control. That's a possible outcome. I really like this. This is when the show kind of started, or this episode rather, started kind of to gain footing. You know, Proctor let Tommy down. He did. Yeah, I really like this scene when Teresi kind of unveiled his evil plan. I love this motherfucker right here. I love this scene right here. Because I like how she was playing with Angela's ass. For those who don't know, this is Angela, and I forget the woman's name, but she's on Angela's ass, and she don't give a fuck about Angela. So she's, you know, kind of asking questions, and I just love how she kind of played with Angela. And I love how she's digging off in Angela's shit, because Angela's basically a full-blown criminal at this point. Loved it. Now, oh man, I do love a lot of these scenes. This scene right here, this woman acted the fuck out of this scene here. This woman acted the hell out of this scene. I loved it. I see her in the future coming with the Fury wrapped after Ray. Facts. Angela going to jail. I think so too, Stacy. I said the same thing. Angela asked for to go to jail. Whenever Kanan has lines, I be cracking up because all I see is 50 Cent pettiness every time. That's true. Dre doesn't have alpha dog persona. We're going to talk about that, Romello. She did. Them alligator tears. But they were so good, though, Brad. They were so believable. Nowhere they screwed this scene up. No, I really enjoyed this scene. When she said, it don't bring me hope. Because she's supposed to be a surrogate for Tasha. You know, she's a little bit of a surrogate for Tasha. So the things that she goes through and her emotions are supposed to mirror Tasha's emotions to a certain degree. So I really enjoyed this scene. I really enjoyed that actor and those two actors who played those parents. I really did. This scene here had one of the best lines of the show when Tasha goes, I've been to church. I just came from church, so that shit had me rolling when she said that. She was like, I just came from church, so I'm good. See Tasha without the worry of saying something wrong. Facts. Yeah, so I love this scene right here, and I like this little Tasha and Angela situation right here. I'm saying it would add to it with Ghost sitting there smiling, talking about death. Interesting. So, can you explain how Fancy played Ghost? I didn't catch how she did that. Lorenz Tate said, I didn't catch that either. That's a good point. She says somehow he played himself or some shit. I think she mentioned that, by fucking her, he showed that he was unprofessional. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But I really like this here. I like what's going on here. I want to see what happens here. Another one of my favorite scenes when Ghost got in her shit. Is Tasha and Angela in an alliance now? Oh yeah, they've been in an alliance. When Ghost hopped out that chair and said, "I've been doing this shit all my life," or ever since you know me, or some shit like that. I'm like, all right, chill with your fucking blood killing, bloodthirsty ass. Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one. Right, he played himself by smashing Fancy. Did he though? Yeah, I really like this scene right here. And Tasha said, next time you want to kill somebody, how about you kill Kanan? That was big right there. That was real big. I loved it. I like seeing my boy from I think he was season 2, season 3, for my longtime Power viewers. Remember your boy right here to the left of your screen? The old detective. He got knuck if you buck with Tasha. He did. He played himself like a trick. You lose value when you pimp yourself out in business. That's true. So I like the return on your boy. And another great scene of tonight's episode. I think Tommy, this scene, these scenes are interesting between Tommy and Lala, because I think Tommy was trying to be like me. He was trying to. It's like Tommy been watching me or something. He trying to show back up at the house and trying to sneak a kiss in, and he want to have some time to talk, and is that all you came over here to talk about your dad? Well, yeah. He been reading my playbook, man. Tommy trying to be like me too bad. He need to stop it. But yeah, I really like this scene. It was really interesting, and I still think Lala's gonna fucking snitch too. I think it's interesting. The Tommy dynamic between Teresi, Lala. I think that's very interesting. And on another note, or on the same note, Lala was looking real thick. I don't know if she went to one of these Kardashian fucking plastic surgery motherfuckers, but she was looking extra, extra fucking thick tonight. She was looking real curvy. She had more curves than I ever seen her have. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. It looked nice. But I don't know. Lala, it's almost every woman. They lie about dudes that come over to the house just to make Ben jelly. Darian, y'all caught the fellas. Okay, so the fellas, y'all seen that. She was looking real fucking thick. I was like, God damn. I'm like, okay, Tommy, I see why. I'll be knocking on that door too. Hey, Lala, I just want to talk. I bet they twisted so she snitches to save Tommy in the future lives. Yeah, her booty was poking out. I was like, okay, girl, you better work. Yeah, the booty was poking out. Definitely was. She seemed like she still cared about him, though. She was looking good. She seems like she still cares about him. So that's going to be interesting, because it seems like she still cares about Tommy. Now, here is the motherfucking big scene of the night. Here's where I got to do a little bit of flashback before we get too deep into this. We talked about this shit. I tried to tell y'all. When I try to tell y'all shit, could y'all please start listening to the Black Guru? We brought this shit up back in after episode 1. We talked about this after episode 1. Here's a flashback. I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't trust them. motherfucker, me personally, but I just want to see y'all may trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Yeah, they owe him one. But there's another interesting scene that I want to ask you guys about. Did y'all see? You don't trust me, the GG. Did y'all see Ghost and Tasha keep looking at each other? They kind of looked at each other a couple times. Did y'all catch that at the steps of the cathedral? And she was like, "Why Kanan here? What the fuck?" And they kind of kept looking at each other. He saved them now, but will he? He will get them later. I guess that proved his loyalty, but I don't know. Yeah, they kind of gave each other like a look. They gave each other a few looks, a few too many looks. And I bring that up because we talked about this, and I think in previous reviews, that it's possible that back in the day, Kanan fucked around with Tasha. You know, we talked about that being a possibility, that Kanan may have fucked around with Tasha back in the day. I wish I had the clip. I wish I had the clip ready to go. I wish to show y'all the clip. But they kind of like looked back and forth. You know, they kind of looked at each other a little too much for me. It was just one look too many. Yeah, y'all. So we talked about this 2 weeks ago. We talked about this shit 2 weeks ago. Something might be going on with these two. It seems like, you know, there's more than meets the eye with these two. There's more than what meets the eye with these two. And this scene right here, it was real tense. And this man talking about, you know, I know you like to fight back, all that kind of shit like that. Oh, what the fuck are you talking about, Kanan? Yeah, she wants some dead. What the fuck are you talking about, Kanan? You like to? I know you like to fight back. What was the fuck was that supposed to mean? We need to. If it's some backstory between these two, we need that shit right now. I need that shit right motherfucking now. I need it next week. I don't give a fuck, y'all. If it's some juicy ass fucking tea, fucking gossipy ass backstory between these two, I need that shit next fucking week. I can't wait another week. I can't wait another motherfucking week. I need to know what's going on with these two. Ghost gonna choke Keisha when he find out. What about Keisha? When he found out, what about Keisha? You notice when Tommy went downstairs, he agreed Tosh and Tommy might know something Ghost don't. Yeah. If she used to mess with Kanan, she's really a lousy chick messing with Sean as well. Damn, that's a good point, Marquise. He probably raped her, and that's how she got Tariq. Ooh, I hope not. Me too. Kanan's son is Tariq. Man, that shit, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I can handle that shit. That shit's gonna knock my motherfucking socks off. That shit's gonna blow my motherfucking mind. For real. That shit's gonna blow my mind. Keisha smashed 50. She did? I didn't remember. I don't remember that. Keisha and Kanan hooked up? Like General Hospital shit here. Yeah, there's some big time General Hospital shit. Yep. We need to verify that. I don't remember that. When would he have done that? No, I didn't think so. What are you talking about, Stacy? Don't be bringing no don't be bringing no it ain't came out yet. Oh, okay, yeah, you on some bullshit then. Don't bring them fucking Donald Trump fake news reports up in here, man. We need verification here. Angela, new dude, look kind of sneaky. Oh, let's keep moving on. Even though I do want to come back here, don't let me forget about this shit here, cause I do want to come back. Yeah, this scene was absolutely intense. I mean, he's grabbing her by her fucking arm. Man, this shit's intense. And let's move on a little bit. Dre's starting to get in some motherfucking hot water. It seems like they want to, kick the black guy out of the group. They don't like his little black ass. They really don't. The Jimenez brother talking about you don't get my dick hard. Now what the fuck is little rapey ass shit that's supposed to mean? Your favorite character came back, Guru, Tommy's mom. I do love Tommy's mom. Now I want to talk about Angela really quickly. Now, you see the look on Angela's face? This is the look that you give when you didn't look at the next dick that you finna be riding on. And I hate that they use that cliche that they bumped in the hall and shit. I hate that fucking old ass cliche when two people bump in the hall and all of a sudden, somebody drops the paper and shit and then two people fall in love. That was so fucking cliche and it was such fucking bullshit that it really threw me off. But you can look on her face. This is the look that, oh yeah, I'm about to fuck him. Uh-oh. It's some new dick around the office. It's some new dick floating around. Look at her face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's the look of some new dick up in there. So she look up and see your boy, 3 weeks no sex, Genesis book stuff here. Next episode, I knew they were going to mess around when the papers drop. Yeah, it's such a cliche, Whitley. I hate it. It's such a fucking cliche, and I hate it. But I just hate cliches in general. Now here go to your little fancy sex scene here. Fancy finally getting fucked after all these years. We finally get to see Fancy. We didn't get no full nudity. She didn't show no titties or nothing. So we didn't really get it too much. Like I said, it was really a bunch of camera tricks. Like I always tell y'all about. Do y'all think that dude croaked? Who? He gonna be the one to arrest Angela? Crazy. Brad, screenshot that because you might be right. That was a body double, not Fancy. Probably. Because Fancy a little bit heavier than that. I'm going to be honest with you. Notice she asked him about the job duties. He played it down. Yeah, he did. You hate cliches and platitudes. I do. I hope Fancy gets Ghost back on track. He was digging off in that. Oh, yeah, I got the screenshots. And I put this screenshot in my personal file. Most of them I keep in my Power Review folder. This one I slid over to my personal file. I'm just joking. Ghost is to hit that again. Yeah. She probably had no nudity clause in her contract. Yeah, she probably did, but they still got them legs in the air, though. I'll take this. This is fine. This scene right here is fine. A no nudity clause is fine, but I'll take this. This works for me. This works for me. This when he started digging off in her. That's pretty good. The best part of the sex scene. And like I said last week, Power is a very, very sexy show. And I criticized Power on last week for the whack ass this the YouTube cover picture this week. Ooh, if they let me. She posed for Playboy though. She did. Well, she should have came out with them titties. Ain't she on like a daytime show or something? Yeah, she don't want to. She got a little daytime show. She don't want to. She really too old to be doing that shit anyway. Truth be told, Fancy. Now I gotta speak to you like your dad or something. You're too old to be doing sex scenes, Fancy. You should be more established at this point. You should have did that shit back on the Jamie Foxx show when we really, really wanted to see that shit. I tuned in every week on Jamie Foxx to see something. Fuck. And then you wait 20 fucking years and give us this? I'm disappointed. Not really, but married a white dude in real life. She don't get banged like that. I still be watching the Jamie Foxx show. I think Kanan and Tasha do got something going on. Yeah, BD. We talked about it moments ago. We'll go back to it. So my favorite character returned. It'd be on BET in the mornings. Who watches BET at any time of the day, much less the morning? Anyway, my favorite character returned, Tommy's mom. Tommy mom told Tommy little stupid ass, don't trust Teresi. He's a fucking devil. While she keeps snorting that coke. But I love her character. She's so realistic. Her character harkens back to kind of Tommy's backstory with the girl that he killed. So I love anytime her character's on screen. She was the only person speaking truth tonight. She was. What's up, Gemini? She was the only person. I want to talk about this scene because it looks like Dre is completely out of control of his organization. Jamie Foxx versus Jamie Foxx for Fancy. What you mean? It looks like he's completely out of control of his organization. He can't really, he don't really got a stronghold. He thinks he's the man. He thinks he's a leader, but he really ain't shit. Honestly, he's not shit. He's not the man everybody respects. And that's going to come to, that's going to end up fucking him up. He's going to end up getting killed. They came and busted my girl and took all her shit. I was sad about that. Like I said, I was happy to see my boy back. This the scene where Ghost and Councilman Tate finally have it out. So they shit finally came to a head about how he was using him at the funeral and using him at the press conference. So this shit finally came to a head. So I love this scene here. And right after Ghost told Tommy, hey, don't be fucking with Kanan on no business shit, Kanan brings $250,000 and Tommy like, bet. This scene here, this part of the show here, this crying in the car shit, this little confessional they had in the car, Tariq crying and shit. If y'all don't know, my vision for the show was Tariq to become the ultimate fucking villain, the ultimate badass, for him to try to get the revenge on his father that Kanan wanted to get on him. I laid all this out in the premiere and the season 1 review that we did. So for him to sit up and cry in the car is a little bit of a regression from that. But I still like this because this whole episode was really building to this moment. I don't believe nothing out of Tariq's mouth. Tariq ain't looking like that villain we want him to be. Yeah, he's not. I want Jamie Foxx would not approve of Fancy messing with Jamie Ghost. I like how Ghost got in his face a little. Dude be playing Ghost weak. He do. What's your Tariq belt at? Where's my Tariq belt? Fuck, I left it in the damn, I left my Tariq. I wouldn't have gave him a whooping tonight because he kind of just bitched up tonight. He just went ahead and cried on his own, but his sister did. And we talked about the value of the premiere episode was the fact that the family was dealing with grief. And they dealt with grief really well this episode. They dealt with the grief again. Finally, Tariq is dealing with the grief. We haven't seen him really grieve Raina's death yet. So we finally get to see Tariq grieve Raina's death. Did you notice second week in a row Tommy has some smart ass threatening sound stuff towards Ghost? I didn't catch that. My favorite car. And this is when they're walking out. Teresi's old bitch ass. And sets up an interesting next episode. So yeah, you guys, all in all, I really enjoyed this episode. It was a refreshing episode from that bullshit we seen on last week. It was very refreshing to see that this episode kind of recover from that stumble which was last week. Teresi's going to outsmart the feds. I'm thinking he is too, Marquise. Tommy better watch his back for real. So what do you think Teresi will do to Tommy? I think that Teresi is going to somehow Teresi and Lala going to get together. I got to think Tommy got to figure out soon. Yeah, I really don't like Tommy. He doesn't strike me as believable at all. Yeah, you say that all the time, Romello. I thought Tommy was going to set his dad up at the end. I think the episode moves slow, but we need to see the players set up their moves. I don't think it was slow. I think it focused heavy on the characters we know and love, which made it 10 times more engaging than that shit we watched on last week. That motherfucking dumpster fire. Every scene featured Tommy, Ghost, Kanan, Tasha, Angela. Every fucking scene. So it wasn't all this, Excluding except for the Dre scenes, obviously when Dre was out there. I just noticed that we have Akeisha and Tommy on Power and Akeisha and Tommy on Belly. Interesting. Teresa, Teresi is gonna be the new cover boy of Power. I like how he played that scene. I told you guys I loved how he played that scene. I love how he did that. That scene where he finally revealed his fucking evil plan. I love that fucking shit. He reminded me of the fucking Joker on The Dark Knight. Somewhat. But enough to really have me engaged. I'm really happy and I'm back on board with Power. Because I was going to judge Power based on tonight's episode. I was gonna judge this fucking show. Because if tonight's show was fucking trash, I was gonna bury this fucking show altogether. I really was. I was prepared. But tonight's show was very good. It was good. It was a B. It was like a B. But what do y'all think? I'm opening up phone lines. Open up me some phone lines. Get these phone lines opened up. I'm not playing with y'all. So what's the significance of the first scene with Ghost, then flashing black blood on his hands? Yeah, the blood of that guy he killed is on his hands. He just murdered somebody. Hey, what's up, Sugar Booger? He just murdered somebody. So you don't just murder somebody and just start the next episode eating French toast in the kitchen, right? You got to deal with that. And I respect that Power likes to take the time to deal with those issues. He was ready to bury it after last season, but I guess I'm too hooked. Yeah, I was ready to bury it if tonight's show was shitty. Phone lines are now open, people. 605-472-5717, extension 961-766. Go ahead and tell me, call in with your thoughts. What you think happened between Keisha and, between Tasha and Tommy. Tasha and Kanan. I'm getting them all fucking swirled up and mixed up. Between Tasha and Kanan, what do you think happened? Between Tasha and Kanan. Some people saying Tariq is the son of Kanan. Some people talked about a rape, potential rape. I don't know about no rape. Great presentation. How did you get your screen to look like this? Hard work, Belly B. Hard work. I think Tasha and Kanan know each other before she met Ghost. Possibly. Yeah, phone lines are open. 605-472. The number's on the screen. 605-472-5717, extension 961-766. Drunken one night stand sounds better than rape. I want it to be juicy though. I want it to be not before she knows Ghost. I want it to be after she fucking knows Ghost. Because if it's before she met Ghost, it's kind of like, But if it's after, it's like, ooh, Courtney Kim said that storyline won't happen at all between Kanan and Tasha. She dismissed it. She probably was protecting the storyline. Why is Lala mad at Tommy? I forgot. Because he kind of just left her. Just kind of left her hanging. When she still wanted some dick, She still wanted some dick and he kind of just left her hanging. And you want to make a woman mad? Give her some fucking dick and then leave her hanging. Lala was a fling. It has to be after. Because that would bring the hatred back from Ghost. Oh, that would be wild. It would be wild. I don't know why I fucking bother with these phone lines. I wasn't even gonna open these motherfuckers. But I was like, well, let's just stay consistent. But y'all don't like to hit that button. It's cool. She got a fatty though. She was very thick tonight. Lala was looking very thick tonight, unusually thick. So I don't know. I don't know if it's squats. I don't know if it's fucking leg extensions. I don't know if it's fucking, hollering at the doctor. I don't know. Combination of the two. For those who do not know, I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. Follow the Black Guru if you don't already, and keep those hearts flying. Dr. Miami, yeah, might have been. You know her and Kim K best friends, yeah, and she kind of starting to get built like Kim K. That new investigator looking pretty bad too. Ronan, I thought it was just me, Ronan. See Ronan? I don't like Ronan, bro. I don't like him. I thought it was just me, bro. I hadn't said nothing yet. Because I got a good eye for women. I really do. I got a good eye for women. And I be knowing fine chicks. I be knowing, like, I'm a bit of a connoisseur. So it's like, I don't like when dudes try to, come in. So I don't like to say nothing because I kind of want to keep it on the low. I like to keep it on the low. But she is tight. They just got her kind of did up like a little, NYPD. But if they take her out them low heels, put her in some whole heels, she'll be real nice. She really would. Oh man, I love tonight's episode. I don't see where it's going. I'm hooked because I don't know where all of these storylines are going to go, and I really want to. Phone line beeping. It's beeping. Phone line is beeping. Shouldn't be. 605-472-5717. Access code 961766. You dialed the right number. You can't call in from a payphone. You got to use your regular cellular plan. Don't call in from no payphones. All these Fisher Price phones. You can't call in from the Fisher Price phone. And Singular Wireless. Fancy could be Stern/Sterling assistant. We haven't seen Stern. And Marquise, I wouldn't be surprised if Stern returns. Landline. Yeah, you're fine. That was just a joke, Brad. Old girl from the Jamie Foxx show got her rocks off. She did. I wasn't too impressed, but it was okay. It was okay. We needed that about 20 years ago. That's about 20 years too late. That sex scene tonight from Fancy was like the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. It was just, it's a little too late. We should have got that a little bit earlier. It was like that Dumb and Dumber Part 2 they made. We should have just got it back when we were supposed to get it. I'm going to give it a two-way pager. Yeah, we should have got it back when it was the right time. I don't like getting stuff. I don't like getting things well after we should have got them. You know what I mean? My mama used to do me like that. When the new PlayStation was out, she bought me a fucking Nintendo. I'm like, Mama, I should have got this Nintendo 4 years ago. She's like, I got you a Nintendo. I'm like, Mom, Nintendo, come on. The damn PlayStation 2 is out. You talking about I bought you a Nintendo? I've been asking for a Nintendo for Christmas for fucking 10 years. It's the same sentiment. So tonight's sex scene with Fancy, it's good. I played the Nintendo. I watched the Pacquiao fight, but it was just, we should have got it a few years ago. I give it a B. It would have been an A+ if it was 20 years ago. Yeah. Mama Atari was out in 1980. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. We should have got that scene when we deserved it, if that makes any sense. But man, a lot of interesting plots. Back to the core of the show. Yeah, she like 51 now. Yeah, but we should have. Tonight's episode was really good. A lot of interesting plots. A lot of things are starting to develop. Plot points are starting to unfold. Beats are starting to unfold. Tommy's in a world of shit right now. Tommy's in a fucking world of fucking shit. Tasha is really carrying the St. Patrick storyline very well. I really like where things are going right now. What do you think will happen with Laundry Money again? I don't know. I just hope it doesn't get too convoluted. I hope they keep the focus on the St. Patrick's and everything will work. But I hope they don't start talking about Vincent and all these other assholes because the show becomes unwatchable at that point. Let's see, we got a phone call here.
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. There is one other participant in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, man? This is Brad.
What's up, Brad? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just looking at this episode, dude. Angela, she's a mess.
She is.
She's in all kind of trouble.
What'd you think about Angela?
I think she's going to jail, like I was talking about. I think that guy that she met, they bumped into each other. I think he's like he said he was from DC. If you know, he had a DC thing.
He did.
I think she's going to jail.
You think so?
But before we get too far into power, I was gonna tell you I finished Snowfall this afternoon.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed it or not, but there was a girl from Breaking Bad that's in Snowfall too.
Which one?
You remember the girl? Do you remember the girl that Jesse got killed? The little Mexican girl that got shot in the head by the Nazis?
Yeah, I remember that.
She's the one that's the little. She's the one that's running around with that wrestler.
Oh, that is her, huh?
Yeah, I noticed that when I was watching the show. So I thought that was kind of interesting, little,
connection. Yeah. Damn, I didn't even catch that. I mean, I knew she looked familiar, but I didn't. We rarely seen her really too much. But we're gonna talk about that.
Bad.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that we're gonna talk about that in depth on a Snowfall review, which I will be doing, if God say the same, tomorrow or Tuesday. Because I should have did it last Thursday, but I fumbled. So either tomorrow. Now the new season starts on Thursday, so I'll be reviewing it Thursday night for sure. But I want to do a preview so I can establish some thoughts and ideas before we actually go ahead and do the actual review on Thursday.
Like I was telling you on Twitter, I kind of think Franklin is kind of like the smart version of Tyreek.
Yeah, I feel you.
A very similar background, but one's actually doing something and one's just, messing stuff up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So what do you think about tonight's Power episode?
I thought it was kind of like a setup episode. I thought it was like kind of average. I don't really get like lost when they start talking about the Jimenez and the Talgans and all that stuff. It kind of gets a little bit confusing for me, but I thought it was kind of average. But I'm looking forward to this Tasha Kanan stuff. I'm starting to think that Tyreek is his dad's Kanan. That's what I'm starting to think from just.
Yeah.
I think somebody brought it up in your preview scope, and I think Kanan is. I think him and Tyreek, and I think they know it. I think Tommy knows it too. I think Tasha knows it. I think they've always hidden that from Ghost, that they know that's Kanan's son. They hidden it from him for all the whole time. I think that'd be interesting.
That's going to be very, very interesting. See, especially if Tommy knows too.
Yeah, that's what. Because you notice when Tommy ran down the stairs after her, he was like, "I know we got to get Kanan out of here," and Tasha was like, "Yeah, y'all need to get him out." But then later in the episode, Tommy took the money from him. So
right.
Tommy obviously not more interested in the money than he is the getting Kanan out.
Yeah. Wow, that's gonna be crazy. I can't even imagine this shit, man. My whole brain is like fucking. if oh my God, I can't even imagine.
But yeah, what do you think's gonna happen with Ghost? I mean, he's all over the place too. Really, he's become a vigilant. However you pronounce, I can't pronounce right now. going after the drunk
Vigilante.
driver, and he's screwing around with Fancy, and he's clearly does not like Tate at all now.
Right.
So they haven't really slowed him down since Raina died. He's been doing everything.
I think
slows down eventually.
I think if this shit between Tasha and Kanan is anything like we think it is, and I mean anything like we think it is, that's gonna slow his ass down to a stop. That's gonna put a pause in his ass. That's gonna put a pause in his ass like we've never seen. If this shit is anywhere close to what we think, ooh, Ghost's gonna be on fire, and man, we just gonna have to sit back and watch at that point because, I mean, how does he handle that? I mean, what's next after that?
Oh,
I mean, what comes after that? Yeah, shit, man. That's gonna be high drama right there. That's high fucking drama.
Talking about we was talking about in the scope if we got the preview scope if we got Ghost versus Tyreek, how it could be like the greatest villain ever. It was so much drama. It was TV gold. If we got something like that, and I think Tyreek being Kanan's son could also be that kind of TV gold like that.
I agree.
We don't know if we're going to get Tyreek as a villain because he's crying now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen too many villains cry lately.
Right, cry. But like I'm still okay, if we don't get him out as a villain, fine. But I'm still okay with him crying because I like the fact that they took the time to make sure everybody dealt with the grief and the loss of Raina. And I actually pointed that out. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I will say this, and I was watching the Starz app, and they do a little preview before every episode to the next one. They do a little preview after it. Mm-hmm. And I saw a preview where Tyreek got in Ghost's face and said, "Teach me the game, Ghost." So apparently, Tasha has told Tyreek Ghost's name and told him what goes on, and now wants him to teach him how to do it. But that was in one of them previews or whatever, so you can't tell how they're going to do it, but apparently that's where they're trying to go, I think, anyways.
Wow, this shit, man, I was ready to give up on this show. You know me, I'll cut a show off. I don't give a fuck. I'll bury a show for 2 weeks and then stop watching. But it's a lot of interesting stuff. Lot of interesting stuff.
Maybe they kick Kanan out of the group and bring in Tyreek, and it's Ghost, Tyreek, and Tommy against Kanan again or something like that. I don't know.
That'll be crazy. But see, Kanan just bought his way in to the group, so.
Yeah, true.
So we don't know now, so. Yeah, man. What you thought about the fancy sex scene?
I thought it was pretty much, I didn't expect him to get there. I didn't expect Ghost to do that. But when it got there, it was pretty good, obviously. What'd you think about it?
It was alright, Like I said, she kind of old, so she was.
Is she the actor from? You said she's from the Jamie Foxx show, right?
Right.
From the original show.
Yes, from the original Jamie Foxx show, the sitcom he had on.
I don't remember her as like an actor that much, really, to be honest.
Yeah, she was a part of the Jamie Foxx had a sitcom on the WB in the late 90s, early 2000s, and she was Jamie's love interest.
I remember her in a couple movies, I think, but I just don't remember her. I can't remember her name and her character and all that stuff. I just remember her. You see somebody's face and you remember them, but you can't remember all the other stuff they was in. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
that's why we call her Fancy, because that was the name of her character on Jamie Foxx. Her name, on this show is not Fancy, but that's why everybody call her Fancy, because that's how everybody was sort of introduced to her in a way and sort of remember her. So,
something else that I thought was interesting was we was talking about Tommy and Tommy's mom, how she's always the drug head or whatever, but she was the only person tonight that I actually thought was telling the truth, and she was warning him, don't trust Teresi, don't mess with him. And I hope Tommy heeds that warning, but I don't think he will. I don't think he really believes his mom. He obviously knows what kind of person she is, but she was the only one that really spoke a lot of truth tonight, so I hope he listens to her.
That's a good point, because, and I didn't really touch on that. The fact that a lot of this episode centered around Tommy asking for advice with how to deal with
Yeah, he went to
Teresi
Lala,
getting out. He went to Lala, his mom. I think he talked to one or two other people about it. So he went around sort of asking for advice about how to deal with this, and he was confused about it. And out of everybody, his mom was the most straight up and straightforward, saying, "Hey, don't fuck with the guy. He's the devil."
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we definitely
What do you
gonna
think?
see any. Go ahead.
Now you can go ahead.
No, you had a question.
I think that's it. I guess. Unless you had any other things you wanted to add.
No, not right now, man. I appreciate you calling in. Like you said, what you started off talking about was interesting. The fact that when this show, and I say this all the time, when this show gets into all this Toros Locos and mob and who's got 50% of the port and all this stupid shit, they really, really dropped the ball there.
And you know something else is that who was that guy? I think it was in the premiere or in the second episode. He drove up on them in a black Mercedes, and he had them at gunpoint, and he was talking to Kane and said, "I don't know who the fuck you are, but you're in it now." Where's he at? Because who the fuck was that? He's gone now, right?
Yeah, he was.
3 episodes.
Yeah, he was the guy from no, and that was last week actually. He did that last episode 502, and he was the guy that Tommy went up to Chicago to meet in season 4. So remember, Tommy left and went up to Chicago in season 4 to meet up with people. That's the guy he went up there to meet with.
Yeah, see, it's just I wish they would focus more on Ghost, Tommy, Tyreek, Tasha, like the people who we know, who we've seen every single episode. We see those same people, but they're gonna bring somebody in from season 4 that we already forgot about.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Well, shit, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. Finally get to speak with you, man. Long time coming. You did. I appreciate it, man. Oh, I appreciate that, too. I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you
later. All right, till next time, bro.
All right.
All right. So yeah, y'all, what do y'all think, man? Any final thoughts? Any predictions and prognostications? I got some predictions and prognostications. I don't give a fuck. I'll give my predictions and prognostications. For one, I'm thinking Teresi gonna fuck around and do a deal with Lala. I think somehow Teresi and Lala gonna mix up, and they gonna somehow put Tommy in a bind, because I think Lala gonna be in a position where she gonna have to snitch on him or something like that, or she gonna have to take the fall for snitching, something like that. I mean, not Tasha, excuse me, I keep saying Tasha. Lala gonna be in a position where she's gonna have to position by Teresi to have to fuck over Tommy. So somehow Tommy, Teresi, and Lala gonna be mixed up in some shit. That's one. Two, I just want to get this on the record for a future flashback if I'm right. But I think we all believe this, actually. Not Ghost, but Kanan and fucking Tasha fucked. At some point, under some circumstance, under some fucking shade tree, under some sycamore tree. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if a condom was used, if a condom wasn't used, if they was drunk, if they was sober. They fucked at some point. They fucked. And I think we can go ahead and book that shit, because I think that shit happened. They fucked under a sycamore tree somewhere. They were fucked in the back of a fucking car. It was in an abandoned building. It was in a tree house. It was over their grandma on their grandma porch. They fucked somewhere. It was at a sleepover. I don't know when they fucked though. So I want that on the record. Okay? But I think we all kind of suspect that at this point, that they got something going on. All right. And those are my big two prognostications going into the upcoming episode and future episodes of this season. But I believe the show is back on track now. Brad said it as well as I. they need to focus on the main characters. Get away from all this fucking Italian mobsters and all this bullshit, which is very uninteresting, and focus on the main characters. I think honestly this episode flowed better. It had a better pace to it. Somebody mentioned earlier that this episode was slow. I believe this episode had a way better pace than the previous episode because one scene naturally led into the next. One conversation from one scene led into the next. One revelation from one scene led into the next. Okay, it wasn't this Italian mobsters, then we jumping over to Dre, then we jumping over to fucking Angela, then we jumping over to fucking Ghost like last week. You know, everything kind of, you know, flowed very carefully. So I really enjoyed this episode. And like I was suggesting earlier, I didn't watch the new episode yet, but I need them to focus more on the main characters' facts. This new episode does. This latest episode does. And I just want to get a couple programming notes. Programming notes. Tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a Snowfall preview for the people who watch Snowfall. I'm going to be doing a Snowfall preview. The season 2 premiere of Snowfall is this Thursday. After the episodes air, after the episode airs, I'll be live right here on Periscope to review the episode. But I want to do a preview first so I can establish some thoughts. You think the trip that Tommy took to Cleveland to kill that dude is going to come back to him? I don't think so. Nah, that's too petty of a plot point at this point. What is Snowfall? Snowfall is a show on FX. And I got some deep thoughts about it. I want to talk about how the show operates with 3 different main stories. I want to talk about some of the characters. One of the characters on the show I fucking hate. I fucking hate this character, and not in a good way. I don't hate him I don't like who he is. I don't like how the character is acted. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the potential of having a deuteragonist and a tritagonist, as well as the protagonist. So I want to break that down a little bit in the preview. So we're going to talk about these things, definitely. So the Snowfall review is going to be dope. This has been the Power 502 review. For those who do not know, I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. You guys take this time to go to YouTube. His uncle. Nah, not his uncle. Not his uncle. His uncle's cool. There's some stuff I don't like about Snowfall, actually. I'm not going to say I don't like it. There's some things that I want to address. You know, I always have stuff I want to address. There's some things I want to address about it. It's a great show, but there's some things that I feel they can do better going into season 2. That'll increase the quality of the show. You guys head over to YouTube. Follow the Black Guru on YouTube. The Black Guru on YouTube. Just type it in your search bar. I'll come up. Go ahead and follow the Black Guru on YouTube right goddamn now, because all of the content will be posted on YouTube. All of the content we produce here will be posted on YouTube and also on Instagram. The Black Guru on Instagram. What about The Chi? I don't watch The Chi. A lot of people say it's great. Orange is the New Black is coming up, so that I may review Orange is the New Black possibly on YouTube. That's why I say it's important to follow on YouTube. Could that NYPD chick be related to the other girl who recognized Ghost's voice? Oh my God, I will fall out of a chair if she is, Marquise. If they're related, I'll fall out of a chair. You know what would be crazy? Somebody mentioned this, that the dude Angela is fucking is really like a federal agent. Because what's interesting about that is that the same relationship she had with Ghost is the relationship she's going to be with this new guy. So if this new guy's like a DEA agent, or not a DEA, but he's like a agent sent to investigate, or it's his job to investigate people like Angela, let's say. But Angela's doing all of this fucking dirt, right? That's the same shit that when Ghost was doing all of that dirt, Angela was the fucking feds. You see? So now Angela's in that same sort of dynamic. Very interesting. Now what does she do? She's already obstructed justice twice. So now she's kind of in Ghost shoes. So she's been turning down Ghost calls. She's been turning down Ghost phone calls. But there's going to be a time where she's going to fucking need Ghost. She's going to fucking need Ghost because she done got into some bullshit. And she's going to need Ghost's connections, his criminal ability to get her out of a sticky situation. So Angela was one of the characters I was most worried about going into this season, but she may be one of the most promising. So I'm interested. We opened up a lot of boxes tonight. We opened up a lot of shit on the table. And, you know, have you ever walked into a house and somebody was cooking and you smelled it and you be like, it smells good up in here. Somebody cooking some good shit up in here. You don't even really know what they cooking. It just smell good up in there. You like, what the? Something smell good. You don't know if it's some yams, some greens, or some. You don't know what they got on, but you like some neck bones. You don't know what it is, but you like, damn, it smell good in this motherfucker. That's where the show is tonight. It's at a. I'm taking a whiff of tonight's show, and I'm like, damn, this shit smell good. I don't know if it is good. I haven't tasted it, but it smells fucking good. It's gonna kill Cristobal before season's end. I'm interested in that whole 2-bit and Cristobal stuff, but that's like the last thing on the list. That's like the last thing I give a fuck about. But I do care about it. It's not that I don't care about it at all, but it's at the bottom of the things I care about. I'm really cared about our the big five: Tasha, Tommy, Ghost, Kanan, Angela. That's really what I'm concerned about. The big five. Anything outside of the big five: Dre, Cristobal, Vincent, the mob boss. So it's the big five for me. So without further ado, I think Dre gonna turn into a serial killer. He's probably kind of already is, right? So is Ghost. They put all these players on the board for a reason. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So we're gonna see. Y'all follow the Black Guru if you don't already. Also, make sure that your alerts are on. That way, when I go live, you guys will be abreast to when I go live. And like I said, go over to YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. This review will be posted on YouTube with the previous reviews. And it's been a long day for the Black Guru, but I was really excited about tonight's episode. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. This is gunning for Dre and Tommy's spot in the game. True. It's something big with Tommy going up. Then Ghost saving him. Yeah, that's kind of boring though. We go down that road a lot on this show. Tommy getting into some shit and Ghost saving him. We've been doing that shit for 5 years. I don't want to keep seeing the same shit. But I definitely appreciate everybody's time. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. One love.